In the heart of ancient Macedonia, under the blazing sun of the 4th century BC, a young king sat on his throne. Alexander III, known to history as Alexander the Great, was more than just a conqueror. He was an ambitious visionary whose mind burned with a thirst for glory and conquest. From a young age, he had been taught to command by his father, King Philip II, and educated by the great philosopher Aristotle. It was Aristotle who instilled in him a love for knowledge, philosophy, and the arts, shaping him into not just a warrior, but a leader with a vision of a united world. As Alexander grew, so did his reputation. He led his troops to victory at just 18 years old, earning the title of the Shield of Macedon. But he was not content with victories on the small scale. His heart yearned for something greater, a legacy that would echo through the annals of history. In 334 BC, Alexander set his sights on the vast Persian Empire, a realm stretching from the Indus Valley to the Mediterranean, ruled by the mighty king Darius III. The first battle came at the Granicus River. Alexander, leading a force of about 35,000 troops, faced the Persian army's sheer size, a daunting force of tens of thousands. But Alexander's strategic mind was unmatched. He charged with his cavalry, an audacious move that split the enemy's lines and sent shockwaves through the Persian ranks. The victory at Granicus was just the beginning. It was the moment when Alexander proved he was more than a king. He was a force of nature. Marching southward, Alexander's army met fierce resistance, yet his tactical brilliance carried them through every challenge. The Battle of Issus in 333 BC was another testament to his skill. Outnumbered and cornered against the narrow Mediterranean coastline, Alexander's troops fought with unmatched valor. With a masterstroke, he led a decisive charge that shattered Darius's forces and forced the Persian king to flee. The victory at Issus marked a turning point in Alexander's campaign, earning him the admiration of the Greek world and laying the groundwork for the conquest of Persia. But Alexander's conquest was not fueled by the mere desire for power. He was inspired by an ideal of unity. After the defeat of Darius at Issus, he marched to Egypt, where he was hailed as a liberator. The Egyptians, weary of Persian rule, welcomed Alexander with open arms. It was in Egypt that he founded the city of Alexandria, a beacon of learning and culture that would become the jewel of the ancient world. The march continued, relentless and driven. In 331 BC, Alexander faced Darius once more, this time at the Battle of Gaugamela, a name that would be etched in the records of history as a triumph of strategic brilliance. Outnumbered yet unyielding, Alexander's troops fought with the fierce determination of men who believed they followed a leader destined to shape the world. The Persian forces crumbled, and Darius, the once unassailable king, was no more. Alexander pressed forward, venturing into the heart of Asia, seeking new lands and blending cultures along the way. He conquered cities, mingled with new peoples, and spread the influence of Greek culture. Yet, despite the triumphs, a longing grew in Alexander's eyes, a longing to reach the edges of the known world. His troops, weary and longing for home, finally stood firm at the banks of the Hyphasis River, unwilling to march any farther. Alexander, ever resolute, turned back, knowing that his dream of a world united under one rule was tempered by the limits of human endurance. In 323 BC, at the age of 32, Alexander fell ill in the palace of Nebuchadnezzar II in Babylon. His final days were spent surrounded by loyal generals and friends, but his body, worn from years of relentless conquest, could not withstand the toll. His last words were said to be, "To the strongest," a testament to his indomitable will and spirit. Alexander's legacy did not die with him. It lived on through the empires he had carved and the cultures he had intertwined. His conquests spread Greek ideas, art, and science across continents, creating a world where East met West. Though he was gone, the echoes of his ambition and the dream of unity that he carried continued to inspire generations to come.